Welcome, Discovery Kids Online. Today, we're going to learn about one of God's special prophets, Zechariah. Now, before we get to the story of Zechariah, maybe you want to go, have a coffee break.
Oh, that'd be a great idea.
All right, take 5?
Cappuccino?
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Cool.
Okay, before we get to the story of Zechariah, let's remember what's happened so far.
God's people, the Israelites, had been prisoners in Babylon.
But after 70 years, God kept his promise and they got to go back home.
Exactly.
Well, once they were home, they rebuilt their houses.
And then they rebuilt the altar and temple of God.
Oh yeah.
But,
But?
well, you see, some of their neighbors didn't like them rebuilding the temple.
And the Israelites stopped building.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. And they didn't work on the temple for 15 years.
I know. But here's the deal. God wanted them to finish the temple, so he sent them prophets. Prophets like Zechariah. Now, the messages God had for Zechariah were these really strange visions.
How strange?
So strange.
Zechariah the prophet from the book of Zechariah.
The prophet Zechariah,
That's me.
God wanted him to deliver some important messages to his people, the Israelites.
Oh, I'm honest. Come on, guys, gather round, something very important. God has a message for you.
My people, return to me, and I will return to you.
God reminded his people about their parents,
Parents.
their grandparents,
Grandparents.
and their great-grandparents.
Great-grandparents.
I told them to stop sinning, but they did not listen.
Oh, forget this. I'm out of here. I got better things to do.
I can totally see why God punished them.
Tell me about it.
And God was trying to warn his people to not be like those losers.
Hey!
One night, Zechariah had a bunch of visions, and they were so weird. Hey, you guys, come here. Come on.
Yeah? What's going
All
on?
right. It's time to get weird.
Oh.
Yeah, that totally works for me. Okay, guys, let's go do it.
Each vision was a message from God about the future.
In the first vision, Zechariah saw a man riding on a red horse. Right behind him, there were others on horses. God sent them all around the earth.
DK Nation, let's ride.
And everything on the earth was calm and quiet. But soon God would punish his enemies.
Really?
Yup. God's temple would be rebuilt and his cities would be blessed.
In the next vision, Zechariah saw 4 horns. These stood for the enemies of God's people.
Enemies!
Zechariah also saw 4 craftsmen.
Craftsmen!
They were there to defeat those enemies.
Defeat the enemies!
Then Zechariah saw a man who went out to measure the entire city of Jerusalem.
Let's just see. Can you hold this for a second?
yeah.
All right. Whoa, this thing just keeps going. How big is this thing? Oh,
But the city was just too big.
okay. Do you see how big this thing is? Okay, this is way too big for walls.
Well, yeah, that's okay because God said he would be the wall around it.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah, seriously. And not just any wall, a wall of fire.
Whoa, so cool. I mean, so hot.
Then Zechariah saw a gold lampstand.
Ta-da!
That's really small.
Well, yeah, but you have any idea how expensive solid gold lampstands are?
Right. Hey, can we zoom in on this so we can see it? I think that'd be really helpful. Okay, perfect. The lampstand showed that the Spirit of God would help all of God's special plans happen.
I love that.
Next, Zechariah saw a flying scroll. He saw a flying scroll. Zechariah saw a flying scroll. Okay, I'm trying to do a scene here. He saw a flying scroll.
Watch the loop-de-loop.
Nice loop-de-doop. Okay. And that flying scroll was a curse on anyone who disobeyed God.
The next vision was about a woman. She represented wickedness and worshiping false gods.
Boo. Yeah, whatever.
She was lifted up in a basket.
What? What's that?
And taken back to Babylon.
Then Zechariah saw 4 chariots. Just like the horses from his other vision, Zechariah saw these 4 chariots riding around the earth.
So weird.
I know.
Then God said to Zechariah,
Collect silver and gold from my people.
Done.
Use it to make a crown, and place that crown on the head of Joshua, the high priest.
Joshua!
that crown meant that a special king was coming. A king who would bring peace to everyone.
Look, your king is coming to you. He is righteous and victorious, humble and riding on a donkey.
Hold it. That sounds really familiar.
Well, yes. It's Palm Sunday. Remember when Jesus rode into town on the back of a donkey?
Oh, right.
God promised to bless his people and to punish the other nations for their sin.
One day, everyone will worship the Lord.
The end.
Okay, so the visions, they were like so weird.
So weird.
But all the visions, they kind of basically said the same thing.
God will bless his people.
And God will punish the enemies of his people.
Yeah, you guys. And here's the cool part. Some of that blessing, well, that is for us.
It is?
Yes, remember when Zechariah talked about that special king?
Look, your king is coming.
He is righteous and victorious and humble, riding on a donkey.
Yes, Zechariah was talking about
Jesus.
Absolutely, and Jesus is a blessing to us all.
Oh, a huge blessing. Jesus came to this earth to die on the cross for our sins, so that when he was risen from the grave, we can be made right with God. And that is the biggest blessing of all.
Yeah.
Take a minute and answer this question. While you're here, take a minute to tell God how awesome he is with some of our worship videos, as well as check out some of our other Bible story videos too. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
That crown meant that a special king was. Claire, crown's not working, is it?
There we go. Okay.